Well, Carl, commiserations first of all. How do you assess the performance?
Yeah, look, couldn't be more proud of the boys. They gave everything tonight. It's been a long season. And, I think we just, in the end, just ran out of petrol. We had some good opportunities in the game to, sort of kill it off, but that's football. That's why, everyone talks about Melbourne City, how threatening they are with their attack, but people forget to mention how strong they are at the back, and they don't give you many opportunities. And if you don't take those opportunities when they come, you get punished. So full credit to City. They're a good side, and we pushed them today, but we just couldn't do enough to get over the line.
Obviously, it took an amazing goal from Zach to give you guys the lead, but what were some of those things as well that you did like that came out of today's game? Because obviously you guys were ahead. There were those moments where you were threatening. What were some of those things that you liked?
Yeah, look, it was, I think, finals football was a little bit more pressure than a normal league game, and I think just at times we didn't take enough care with the ball, and we started to sort of just veer a little bit direct, a little bit too much at times, but that's what pressure does to you at times. And as I said, the people forget how difficult they are. They don't give you many opportunities. So, look, we gave everything. That's all you can ask as a coach from your players, and they gave everything. So I'm, proud. The boys are very disappointed. They gave a lot, and we've got some. Yeah, very disappointed boys in the change room.
Carl, just looking at this in the context of the wider season, you've come agonisingly close here to get into a grand final. You, more than any club, I suppose, were hit by defections, weren't you? Do you feel that it's really a big one that got away? If you'd had Halloran and Stefan Mork, this could have been a very different finale this season?
Yeah, that's, in saying that, we lost, two quality players out of our team, and we're missing a few players for long periods of the team as well, but we brought in some quality players as well in Hero and Lockie Brook and Zach. So, that's, football. The players that we had at the time, even our young boys, they will learn a lot this year. So hopefully, they'll come back better and more, with a little bit more experience, and we expect to get a little bit more out of those players next year.
And just a comment on Alexander Popovic. He was again enormous today. Made a number of key interventions against someone like Jamie McLaren, who is obviously the league's top goal scorer. Just a comment on his development, because he's come in throughout the season. He's looked like he's just looked like a seasoned pro already.
Yeah, look, Alex is I've known Alex for a long time, and he's a rare player that we have in Australia at the moment, because he can actually defend and knows how to defend, which is very rare at the moment in Australia. But he's young. I think that's maybe 10 games he's had this year. So he just has to get his body right, and when we can get his body right, he'll be a very good defender for us, in the future.
Obviously, this is still raw now, but in terms of where to next, how much of this squad do you think you're going to be able to keep together, and I guess where to in terms of recruitment as well?
Yeah, look, I'm sure there'll be some announcements over the next couple of weeks from our squad, but we will try to keep as much of the squad together as we can. We got a very good balance at the moment with our senior boys. They're actually, providing a good pathway for our young boys to learn from. And that's where I am as a coach, and that's where we are as a club. We want to, develop our young players and give them the opportunities to go on and achieve their dreams.
I just wanted to ask, Carl, you mentioned that you felt like the team ran out of petrol by the end of the game. Is that something that you could feel at the end of the 90? Did you sense that in the group?
Yeah, you could sense that with 10-15 minutes go in normal time. There's 3 games in the 7 days. It's tough, over a long season as well. So that's the advantage that the top teams got. They didn't have to do that. So, but in saying that, it was just the quality of City in the end. Paid. They got the 2 goals and so it's not much more we could do. As I said, we gave everything. We took a few risks towards the end as well to try and get the goal, but we just couldn't get hold of the ball.
Just in terms of 3 guys obviously coming out of contract this year, Michael Jakobsen one day and Javi Lopez, obviously they are, older than 35. Are you expecting them again to go around? Have you had any hints about whether they want to play on next season?
Yeah, I'm sure that they all 3 of them want to play on, and I think they showed tonight that they've all still got a lot to give. So that's a work in process for us. As I said, we're very fortunate with the senior players that we've got on how much input they put into our young players and help with that development. So they drive a lot of our culture. We talk a lot about our culture at our club, and that is driven a lot by the senior players in the change room.
So you just took a few risks at the end, and that included a really young front line going for it with the game on the line. In the end, it might not have gone that way tonight, but that must bode well for the future of this football club.
Yeah, most definitely. I back the young players in, and we've backed them in all season. I don't know how many goals our young players coming off the bench have got us this year late in games. And that's all they need. They need that belief and to go out there and try things. And it didn't work for them today, but they'll learn from this performance today. To have that exposure in such a high pressure game, they'll learn from that.
Just Craig Goodwin has obviously been so influential on loan. Do you feel like you can get him back again?
Yeah, look, as I say, there's a few moving parts to that, and Goody knows how much we want him to stay with the club, but there's a few things that we need to sort out, and we'll do everything we can to keep him at the club.
And Cassini obviously just got the Ollie Roos call up, and I think he's been linked as well. Are you hopeful or confident of keeping him?
Yeah, look, Cass is, I think we saw today how much of a threat he can be, but again, he just needs some consistent football. He's had a lot of injuries over the last few years, and hopefully he can, I hope he stays with the club. He needs to be in an environment where he can flourish and express himself, because he's a little bit out there, Cass, and you don't want to put too many restrictions on him, and he just needs to get his body right. And I think he's starting to get in that spot now where his body is starting to be able to handle the loads of professional football. And I hope he stays with us, because he's the type of player that I really enjoy coaching.